A single message can set your day on fire. A single breath can put it out. If someone can twist your mood with one line, they own your peace. Today, you take it back. Learn the 5-second pause that turns chaos into control, turns loud reaction into quiet power, and keeps your name clean when the room gets hot. Welcome to Luminary English. In this lesson, you will hear a clear story, echo key lines for steady pronunciation, and practice calm replies you can use the next time the world pokes for a quick reaction. Take one slow breath. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Reacting means they control you. The message pops on your screen and your chest tightens. A meeting starts and a public jab lands on your name. A friend leaves your words on read and your mind races to fill the silence with fear. Notice how fast the world can reach for your strings. Notice how quick hands inside your chest want to pull back. When you react at once, you hand them the strings. Your piece becomes a puppet, and the wires are your feelings. Picture a bright office under cold lights. Your teammate says you missed a detail. You know it is not true. Heat rises in your throat. The old script loads. Prove them wrong. Speak louder. Win the room. Stop. Place your feet on the floor. Lift the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Take one quiet breath in and one quiet breath out. Count the pauses between the beats of your heart. That is your 5-second harbor. In that small harbor, you return to the wheel. A reaction is fire in dry grass. It runs where it wants and leaves the field in smoke. A response is water in a cup. You choose where to pour it and how much to pour. Most people think speed is power. It is not. Speed without sight is how you crash. Power is seeing the road and choosing the line. Say this line with me. I do not move just because you push. Again. I do not move just because you push. Short lines like this train the mouth and the mind together. They build a path you can walk when the room turns loud. Here's a small scene you can carry. You sit in a bus. A stranger bumps your shoulder and mutters a rough word. The old script wants to snap back. You breathe. You keep your shoulders soft. You ask one honest question inside. Is this about me or about their day? You let the answer be simple. Then you choose your next move with care. Maybe you say nothing. Maybe you say, I need a little space, please. Either way, you own the moment because you own the pause. Your practice for today is plain. Before you answer any sting, give yourself one slow inhale and one slow exhale. Place a gentle hold on the tongue and relax the jaw. Feel your shoulders drop. Then speak in a low pace with short sentences, calm voice, clear words. No rush. When you do this, you keep your name clean. You keep your focus sharp. You keep your peace in your hands. That is what control feels like. Lesson 2. Most reactions become regrets. You walk out of the room and the hallway feels longer than before. Footsteps echo, and with each step an old scene lights up. A slammed door, a sharp message sent in heat, a joke that cut deeper than you meant. Notice the pattern. You are not carrying what they said. You are carrying what you did next. Regret is the long shadow cast by a short burst of fire. Sit on the nearest bench. Place a hand on your notebook or on your chest if your hands are empty. Whisper this line so softly that only you hear it. The feeling is real. The reaction is a choice. Again, a little slower. The feeling is real. The reaction is a choice. Those words turn a rushing river into a lake. In still water, you can finally see the bottom. There is a birthday dinner in your memory, a happy table that turned tense with one careless tease. You remember how your voice rose to defend a wound that no one else could see. Later that night, the room was dark and the ceiling felt too low. You wished for a net to catch your words before they fell. Today we stitched that net. Here is the small method. Name the feeling with plain words. Angry, sad, afraid, tired. Do not dress it up. Truth does not need makeup. Then ask one question. What action protects my future self? Not what punishes the other person, not what soothes the ego for a moment, but what protects the future me who must live with the results. When you ask that, the road bends toward dignity. Practice line. I will let the first wave pass. Say it once. Say it twice. Say it until the wave obeys the shore. In that space after the first wave, your options multiply. Silence becomes an option. A gentle, honest line becomes an option. A slow answer tomorrow becomes an option. Reaction is a trap that offers one door. Response is a room with windows. Your exercise today is simple. Before you reply to any message that stings, write your answer in a draft and step away for one full breath cycle. If the words still serve your future self after the breath, send them with calm. If they do not, trim them until they fit the shape of your values. You are training a new rhythm. Regret fades when rhythm returns. Lesson 3. Silence is a superpower. Noise sells itself as strength. It looks shiny in the first minute. It gathers eyes and sparks, and then it leaves you with smoke in your lungs. Silence looks small at first. Then you notice it holds the room together like the frame of a house. Silence is not the absence of courage. Silence is courage with steady hands. A friend posts a twisted story about you. Comments bloom like weeds. Your fingers itch to plant your side under every thread. You set the phone down on the table and look out the window instead. The world will call you weak for a day. Let it. You are buying back your breath with that quiet minute. You are keeping your name clean by refusing to wrestle in the mud. Picture a courtroom with no judge, just two people yelling. No one wins there. Now picture a library. Sun on long tables. Chairs pushed in. A quiet that lets the mind do careful work. Silence is the library inside you. In that room, you can think, choose, and move on purpose. Try these lines and feel the weight shift as you speak. I do not audition for people who have made up their minds. Again, I do not audition for people who have made up their minds. Let the line rest in your mouth. It will be there when the stage lights of drama try to pull you in. When is silence wise? When the other side seeks a show, not a solution. When facts are clear and time will lift them to the surface. When your peace is worth more than the short thrill of a clapback. Silence can be an answer, a boundary, a mirror. It can also be a bridge to a calmer day where true talk is possible. Your practice today. In one conversation that pulls you toward speed and volume, lower your voice and shorten your sentences. Add one respectful pause after each point. If the heat keeps rising, offer one clean exit line. I understand your view. I will step back for now. Then step back. Watch how the weather changes when you refuse to feed the storm. Lesson 4. Not everything deserves your energy. Energy is the currency of your day, and every choice is a purchase. When you spend on gossip, you cannot also spend on growth. When you spend on hate, you cannot also spend on love. Most people feel broke not because life gives too little, but because they leak their attention into every small hole that asks for it. Morning light on your desk, a clear list, a warm drink. 3 pings hit your phone with little dramas that are not yours. You feel the pull in your chest, the instinct to defend, to explain, to fix. Imagine a small gate at the start of your day with a sign that reads, "Worthy of my energy." Only a few things may pass. Your health, your core work, your people who show up in good faith, your rest. Let the rest knock and keep walking. There is a student who loses weeks to a rumor. There is a worker who spends a month crafting replies to strangers. There is a parent who fights a dozen tiny battles and misses the one gentle hour that could have mended a bond. These are costly trades made with a tired mind. You will make better trades. Set this filter in your head. Does this lead to growth? Does this protect what I value? Does this require my voice today? If the answer is no, let the moment pass. It will try to hook you with urgency and pride. Let it drift. A river does not chase each leaf it floats past. Practice line. I choose where my energy goes. Again. I choose where my energy goes. Short, steady, owned. Say it before you open your inbox. Say it before you step into a room that loves heat more than light. The line is a small hand on the dimmer switch, turning down what burns and turning up what builds. Your exercise for the day is practical. Make a tiny list on paper or in your mind with only 4 lines. Health, work, people, rest. When a new demand arrives, point to the list. If it does not feed one of those lines, it can wait or it can go. Protect that gate with calm confidence. Each wise no makes space for a better yes, and that is how a focused life takes shape. Lesson 5. The one who stays calm wins. Crowded train, stale air, shoulders brushing, tempers thin. Ammon stumbles in with a storm on his face. He shouts, he shoves. He swings his anger like a door left open in bad weather. The car tightens. Phones rise like little shields. You feel the ripple reach your chest. Here is the test. Not to win a scene, but to hold a room together by holding yourself together. You look at him and you do not add fire. You lower your breath. You soften your eyes. You keep your voice low and spare. You become the steady point the chaos cannot move. Calm is not a lack. Calm is a skill. It is the hand on the wheel when gravel skitters under the tires. It is the pause that lets you see the road instead of the panic. People trust the one who does not rush, because steady sight makes steady choices. In work, calm reads the brief and finds the line that matters. In love, calm hears the fear under the sharp word and answers the fear instead of the edge. In conflict, calm keeps dignity on the table so both sides remember to sit. Try this line and feel how it shapes your mouth. I do not join the storm. Again, I do not join the storm. Short, even, owned. Say it when voices rise. Say it when your own heat climbs your throat. Let the line cool the breath, then let the breath cool the room. Practice scene. A meeting grows loud. 2 people push past the point. You do not referee with volume. You anchor with pace. You say one clear sentence. I hear 2 good aims. Let us take them one at a time. Then you breathe and wait for the echo to settle. You just modeled a better weather system. This is leadership without a badge. Daily drill. 3 times today. Lower your pace by half when pressure appears. Shorten your sentences. Drop your shoulders. Rest your tongue from the roof of your mouth. If a reply can wait, let it wait. If a reply is needed, make it simple and clean. Calm does not erase pain. Calm carries it well, and because it carries it well, the whole road becomes safer. Lesson 6. Reaction is habit, response is power. Most people believe they react because of what just happened. Often they react because of what always happened. The body learns a pattern and runs it faster than thought. A sharp tone hits an old bruise, and the old script takes the stage. This is the machine at work. The good news is simple. Machines can be rewired. Habits can be replaced. You are not a fuse. You are a maker. Start by noticing the switches. A late reply, a car that cuts your lane, a teammate who forgets a promise. See how your chest tightens in the same way. See how your face warms in the same way. See how your breath shortens in the same way. Those are the wires. We will change them in 3 gentle moves. First move, create space. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Let your jaw soften and your tongue rest. Put both feet flat. This interrupts the sprint of the nervous system and returns you to the room you are in. Say this line under the breath: space is power. Again, space is power. Second move, name the now, use plain words. Angry, afraid, hurt, annoyed. When you name the state, you separate it from you. You are not the storm. You are the sky that holds the storm. Ask one clear question. Is this about this moment or about an old echo? If it is an echo, your reaction is a time traveler. Do not let it drive today. Third move, choose your next beat on purpose. You can be silent. You can ask a clarifying line. You can set a boundary. You can ask for time. You can answer tomorrow. You have more doors than the habit wants you to see. A response is the act of trying each knob until you find the door that leads to your values. Picture a busy restaurant. A guest snaps fingers and throws a hard word across the air. The young server feels the jolt of heat. Old script. Get small or get loud. New script. Space, name, choose. 1 breath. Name the sting without feeding it. Choose the voice. Sir, I am here to help, and I will serve with respect. If that does not meet your need today, I can ask a teammate to assist. The room hears poise. The manager hears leadership. The guest hears a mirror and often calms down in front of it. Another scene? Your partner forgets a promise. The old script tries to measure love with decibels. New script. Space, name, choose. You breathe. You say you feel let down without adding labels. You suggest one next step you both can meet. You ask to set a reminder for the next time. That is response. It builds tomorrow instead of breaking today. Training plan. Daily micro drills that fit inside ordinary minutes. In traffic, practice the breath and the line. I do not let a horn drive my day. In chat, place heated replies into a draft and step away for 1 full breath cycle before sending. In meetings, count a silent beat after you finish speaking. This trains you not to chase your own words with nervous extras. Voice work. Response sounds different from reaction. It is slower, lower, and clearer. Practice with a simple sentence. My view is this, spoken calmly, then stated once. Do not repeat yourself to buy fake certainty. Strong points do not need ladders of noise. If you need time, say so. I want to answer with care. I will return after a short pause. Time is not a retreat. Time is a tool. Mindset anchor. A reaction is a spark with no aim. A response is a lamp you set on purpose. Sparks impress for a second and burn for a week. Lamps quietly light the work that matters. Say this line and let it settle. I replace sparks with lamps. Again, I replace sparks with lamps. You will slip. That is part of the lesson. When you catch yourself mid-reaction, freeze the frame and rewind with kindness. Breathe. Name. Choose. Apologize cleanly if needed. Reset the tone. This is not about perfection. This is about pattern. Each time you run the new path, the old one grows grass. One day you will notice the machine hesitate, and in that small hesitation your freedom lives. Your assignment. Map 2 triggers that own you most often. Write 1 replacement line for each. Practice them out loud twice today when no one is looking. Then wait for life to bring you the scene. When it does, you will be ready. Response is a muscle. You build it like all muscles, with repetitions done right and done often. Lesson 7. If you want peace, Let go of ego. Ego is the actor who hates empty seats. It wants the crowd. It wants the line that wins the room. It wants the last word that pins the other person to the wall. Ego calls this power. Peace calls this a cage. The need to be right keeps you stuck in fights that do not grow your life. The need to be seen keeps you talking to people who will never truly look. The need to win small battles makes you lose long seasons. Picture a long day at work that ends with a cold email. The project is reassigned without thanks. The ego lights its torches. Tell them off. Tell everyone. Tell yourself a story where you are the only light left. Instead, you visit the older voice inside you, the one that has watched storms come and go. It speaks with a soft spine. Your value does not live in their notice. Your future does not live in their room. Spend your energy where it compounds. Try this line on your tongue. I do not need to be right to do what is right. Again. I do not need to be right to do what is right. Feel how the line clears space. Without the need to win, you can choose the move that serves your deepest aim. Sometimes that is a clean goodbye. Sometimes that is silent persistence. Sometimes that is a new door you build with patient hands. Ego flares when respect feels low. Ego flares when silence feels like erasure. Ego flares when someone leaves without a proper bow. When you feel the flare, do not shame it. Thank it for trying to protect you, then seat it in the balcony where it cannot touch the wheel. Ask one wiser question. What choice keeps my peace and my path? If the answer is to speak, speak once, cleanly, and leave the stage. If the answer is to walk, walk with your shoulders soft and your eyes forward. Story. A long-serving employee is replaced without honor. He writes 1,000 angry lines in his mind, each one a match to light a bridge behind him. He visits his grandmother. She survived harder winters and kept a gentle face. She says one quiet truth. Your healing will not come from proving them wrong. Your healing will come from proving to yourself that they do not decide your future. He breathes. He lets the torches die. He builds work of his own, one steady day at a time. Years pass, and his peace stays while his results speak. Silence toward fools is not defeat. It is design. You do not audition for people who have chosen a story about you. You do not argue with those who feed on argument. You do not pour your hours into pits that echo back the word empty. You choose conversations that move the world 1 inch toward good. You choose rooms where truth can be heard. You choose the craft that still matters when the lights go out. Practice line. Let them be wrong about me. Again. Let them be wrong about me. This is not surrender. This is strategy. It moves your attention from theater to building. It shifts your hours from defending a name to creating a life. The people who need to know will know. The rest will learn, or they will not. Your job is not to chase minds. Your job is to keep your soul in one piece. Boundaries keep ego quiet. Set them with plain language. I will not discuss this in public. I prefer to address this with facts and with time. I do not accept talk that crosses dignity. Then follow your own line. Boundaries without follow-through are only wishes. When you enforce one with calm, notice the relief in your chest. That is your life returning to you. Daily drill. Choose one small moment to let ego sit out. Do not reply to the bait. Do not correct the tiny error that only feeds pride. Do not post the subtle boast. Use the saved breath on craft, on rest, on real care. Feel the difference at night when your body thanks you. Pride drains. Peace stores. Say this closing pair with me. My worth is not a debate. My peace is my choice. Again, my worth is not a debate. My peace is my choice. With those anchors, you step out of small wars and into a wider life, where quiet power grows like roots under a calm field. Conclusion. You began with a hook in the chest and a screen that could tilt your whole day. Now you carry tools that do not fit in a pocket but live in your breath, space before sound, naming before moving. Choices that serve the person you are building instead of the pain you are leaving. You learn to hold a room by holding your pace. You learn to trade sparks for lamps. You learn to let ego rest so peace can work. Keep 3 lines ready for the road. I do not join the storm. I choose where my energy goes. My worth is not a debate. Speak them under your breath when doors open and when doors close. Let them set your tone before any tone sets you. If this lesson helped, stay with Luminary English. Share 1 sentence you will practice today and where you will use it. Shadow the phrases that felt strong. Teach 1 small idea to a friend. Then test the skill in a real moment tonight. 1 quiet breath, 1 steady line, 1 clean choice. That is how calm grows into power you can trust.